It's a weekend afternoon, one of our Aussie impoundments. We're chasing a few native species, one of the most relaxed styles of fishing you can find trolling. And to do that, obviously we know native fish tend to hang deeper in the water, so we've got some deep diving hard body lures on. Some guys catch a lot of fish on the troll, others not so many. And Bill, we'll use a little bit of your hard-earned techniques over the years. I think you managed to bang your goldens and cod better than most people I know. And the other thing too, we're under a little bit of pressure because we brought our general manager Debbie with us, who has doubted our ability when it comes to fishing for native species at times. So Deb's here and she is hopefully going to see us catch a fish. No pressure though, hopefully.
I've been the general manager at AFN for well over a decade. My family and friends think I have the best job in the world, and guess what? They're right. We've got a great team here at AFN, but what my friends are referring to is the opportunities that I have to go fishing. I get the chance to go fishing with Bill on lots of occasions, but I've never been fishing with Nige before.
Now when I'm out on the water, the choice I like to make is actually, am I going to go and chase cod specifically, or am I going to fish for natives across the board? And in this case today, I'm specifically chasing a big cod. Now, anything around say 10 kilos through to 15 kilos is pretty big for an Aussie impoundment. And the sort of gear you need, much prefer a good heavy bait casting outfit, pretty similar to what you'd use on a big barra. 50-pound braid, about a 1.6 metre, 6'6" rod is a good length rod. A heavy bait caster, something that's going to take right through to say 10 to 15 kilo line, and a good leader, 40-pound minimum, but certainly about a 50-pound fluorocarbon leader is ideal for what you want if you're looking for big cod in our impoundments.
Deb's just asked a very valid question as to why we started fishing here. We've been fishing for about an hour. It's an afternoon session. We've hit the water, and the first thing we want to do is try and establish some sort of a pattern as to where we're most likely to catch a fish. And in impoundments, it's a lot of classic types of structure where you're more likely to find fish than in other places. And classic starting points are often your rock walls, ledges, tree lines, weed lines, places where the fish can have some form of protection. It's no coincidence we started fishing on a windy bank. There's some great tree and rock structure that's just sitting behind us, and that's what we're trolling along. The other thing we're really doing a lot of is looking at the sounder, and we're trying to also look for signs of fish that are sounding slightly deeper. We're also focusing on certain depths. So we've chosen lures that are diving to about 5.5 to 6.5 metres, and so one thing we are trying to do is stay around those depths because we want our lures down where the fish are as much as possible. And native fish, most of the time, they're down close to structure, so we want our lures down there. So there's a few starting points, and as soon as you do catch a fish or get a bite, see fish in your sounder, start staying in those zones. Once you found them, work out how to catch them. When it comes to chasing our native species on hard-bodied lures, over time, lure makers have worked out there's a certain recipe which tends to get more bites than others, and although many species like slightly different levels of vibration, we know when it comes to natives, they like wider, fatter profiles and big, wobbly, wide actions, don't they, Bill?
Absolutely, and there's literally hundreds of Murray cod lures in Australia at the moment, but today I reckon we're going to use one of the very early ones, the stump jumper, and there's a lot of very, very sensible reasons why we should be using that lure.
Tried and proven. You hear a lot of talk in the cod and the yellow belly scene about the stump jumper, and it's because of some of the attributes of the lure. It does come with those big profiles, that wide action. Unique features these days of interchangeable bibs. You can have one lure in the box that you can easily set to go to range of depths, and we know when it comes to natives, get down to where they are. Absolutely. And you're going to get bites.
Look, the key point as to why I use a stump jumper, specifically in impoundment, is its ability to cope with a wide range of speeds. I mean, it is one of the few cod lures that you can run dead slow, but you can actually run it at probably 3.2 kilometres an hour, which is actually very, very fast for a cod lure.
And obviously a range of colours. If you do want to go out and hit the water, they're not just a trolling lure, awesome for casting as well. If you want to get out and troll, pick a few different sizes to try and replicate the bait sizes you're going to find in different impoundments. Your bright colours, your dark colours, because different days, different colours are going to get a few
Absolutely.
more bites.
Bright day today, I like a bit of yellow or green and a bit of metallic as well, hence why I'm going to use this one.
And that being said, Billy, the best way to find out what they like, let's go and put one out there and see if we can stimulate a bit of action. Now the Murray cod's pretty territorial, Bill, and he holds a prime spot, and we can't always easily show people what structure looks like, but you
Ideal example right here. This is exactly what we're looking for. But you can imagine these logs with 1 metre of water over them, or 2 metres of water over them. That's the sort of structure you're looking for in impoundment and what you want to be trolling over.
We talk about being able to troll at different speeds is so critical when you're on your impoundments, because a lure that moves too fast won't always, if you can imagine it, the fish will quite often come and have a look and then go back into its spot there. But a lure that hangs around for as long as possible gets those cod fins going.
Gotcha.
And I think too that's where, for me, a buoyant hard body lure comes into its own, because by feeling what's going on through the rod, you can pause, let line out, or drop your rod tip back, and that lure's going to suddenly just hover over just before it starts to walk over the other side of the structure. And so often, that's when the cod sees it hang and it's away. Righto, Billy, lines up. Hang on, Deb. Hang on. Solid? Jeez, I saw around the corner of my eye, I saw that rod just get jammed down.
Catching my first Murray cod was an experience that I will never forget. It put up a great fight, and it was certainly a lot bigger than I thought it would be.
You're saying before you haven't caught a big cod before? The way he hit that, like, and the first head shakes sort of make me think he's a cod. Ooh. Here we go.
Feels good.
Greenfish.
I've taken us out a little bit off the bank, Deb, so we're in some slightly deeper water now, so you can relax. Just keep pressure on him now. He hasn't got too much that he's going to lunge to now. Just slow, consistent pressure, pump and wind. Good work. You've had a couple of false strikes, a couple of timber strikes through the day, but that one was definitely, there's no mistaking it when it gets whacked like that. He's down pretty deep, so that's the benefit. Obviously, you get, your deep divers get you down. Oh, there's leader.
There's a leader.
Leader. Net, Billy.
Oh, it's a nice cod.
Oh, Deb. That's it. Now I'm going to put the net in. Yep. Let's see, sometimes goes. So don't panic and lead him. That's him. He's just about done. Lead him into the net. Lead him in. Yes!
Good job.
Look at that.
Look at that. That's unbelievable. Have a look at that, Bill.
A chick that works in the office and hasn't caught a big cod before.
That's awesome.
I just support his tummy. That's all. How's that, eh?
A solid 8, maybe
8 or
more
10
kilos.
yeah.
Yeah, he's got.
Grab that brag mat and we'll just have a look.
So thick.
He's nailed that stump jumper. 76, 77. Cracker fish.
Well, that's what happens, Deb, a little lazy afternoon session, trolling some hard body lures. It shows you what you can turn up just by using some handy trolling tips, getting those lures down, lure selection, finding your structure, and then getting in front of those fish. And you can have fun with one of our most majestic freshwater sports fish, Deb.
Absolutely brilliant.
You've got to be happy with that.
Absolutely. Fabulous. Thanks so
All right,
much.
well, it's beautiful to catch them. Just as great to let him go and come back and catch him another time. All right, matey, we're giving him a good breath. There you go, he's starting to kick, fins are up. And Deb, you can wave goodbye.
See you, buddy.
And we're gonna let him go back to his snag. Oh, don't you love seeing that big tail
That's
beat
great.
away?
Thanks, Nige.
I reckon. Sun's setting, good time to catch a cod. See, you never know. Bill, my turn.
I had a brilliant day fishing with Bill and Nige. I picked up some great tips on trolling and caught my very first Murray cod. What more could you ask for?
And to keep up to date with everything the Fishing Show crew is up to, including our latest competitions and prize giveaways, head over to our Facebook page, AFN The Fishing Show. And if you're keen for content, AFN TV is now free to join with over 1,000 videos at your fingertips, plus tip and tactics from Bill and myself.